hopefully today this will hatch. Looks like it's going to be today because you can clearly see the wing markings and coloration through the pupal case. And this is the pupa of a Red Admiral butterfly. And I've had this since an egg. The egg is all laid at Gunthorpe a few weeks ago, and it caterpillar pupated a week or so ago, and today looks the day at some time that it hatches. So now it's just a waiting game and hope I'm here when it does hatch. And obviously this is indoors because it's been captive reared. And most butterflies tend to emerge during the morning. Some species emerge at different times of the day. Hawk moths tend to emerge afternoon for flying later that evening, and butterflies will often emerge early morning for flying during the day. Now, emergence from the pupa doesn't take too long. Normally it's the pupal case splits at the back of the eyes. You can see the eyes at the lower end of the pupa. The abdomen's obviously up at the top end because the caterpillar hangs upside down to pupate, and the pupa will split round the back of the eyes and either side of where the antenna and the tongue are, which are in the sort of 7 o'clock angle from where you can see the wings. That's the bit that splits, and also splits like over the back of the thorax a bit, and butterflies are usually out of the pupa very quickly. So that's the theory. See if it hatches today. Unfortunately, I missed this hatch from the pupa. I didn't look for a couple of minutes, been sat at the side of it, and all of a sudden it's out. So now it's in the process of expanding its wings. Obviously indoors. Bit breezy, keeps raining outside. So the wings will gradually fill out as the blood gets pumped throughout the wings. There may well be a little bit of twisting and turning. And at some point the wings will just be held apart from each other as part of the final drying off process. It's actually very quick to pump the blood. You probably see a difference even now. If you look towards the end of the wings are straightening. They're losing that sort of curvedness. That's the twisting that they all do. I don't know why that's done. Maybe it aids circulation. Also the tongue's in two halves, split down its length. and that has to be, when it first emerges from the pupa, so that has to be coiled so both halves stick together. And you can see the tongue being opened out a little bit. But not a great deal will happen. It certainly won't fly for a couple of hours. And this was laid as an egg on the 10th of July. And here we are on the 6th of August. They lay very, very small eggs. Smaller than what you'd think, to be honest. And now you can see the wings are still expanding. More of the twisting. And you did get a glimpse of the upper side of the wings. And so it will just sit at some point with the wings just slightly held apart, all four wings. The tongue being sorted out still. Nature has this coloration absolutely spot on. Jet black background, a couple of flashes of red, a couple of flashes of white, dotting of white spots. Superb. Couldn't be bettered. And that's the bit I've been telling you about, where the wings are held apart. The whole process of metamorphosis is astounding when you think what goes on inside. So now for the next few minutes or so, there'll be more of the same probably. More of the twisting and turning, and more in the wings open, like that. Just a shame we didn't catch it as it came out. But even the underside of Red Admirals are attractively marked. And in a couple of weeks, this little beauty will be winging its way south through the county. There probably won't be another brood. There may well be, but they can easily squeeze in another brood if the weather stays reasonably favourable. Peak of Red Admiral migration, southward migration in autumn, is September. Quite spectacular on a good day, and you can get loose groups of these butterflies moving through. But until then, this one's got a bit more drying off to do, and a lot of feeding up to do before it starts to wing its way south. Although it's not in a continuous flight. They do stop to feed, of course. And when they do migrate, they migrate low to the ground, often a foot or 2 feet above whatever they're flying over. So, we'll let it continue to dry its wings and sort itself out. So it's took just under a month from egg to adult. A remarkable process. That's a freshly emerged Red Admiral butterfly. My favourite.